I think Crabominable is genuinely foolproof for this raid. Hello there everyone, so Inteleon is the next Tera Raid boss for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's coming out this Friday, the 28th of April, and it's going to be on until the 30th of April, and then it's going to come back the following week, the 5th to the 7th of May. And it's an Ice-type Inteleon, and I've got some thoughts on this. I think this raid, we might have already discovered the best counter for this raid, which usually I'm a lot more like hesitant and I'm like, I don't know, man, but we'll get into it in a moment. Anyways, let's talk about Inteleon. Inteleon has the sniper ability, which increases the amount of damage done with critical hit moves, and it just so happens that Inteleon has a signature move that is a critical hit move. It's got a high critical hit ratio, snipe shot. It's going to have it. It has to, and it's going to have sniper too, because that's just how these raids have worked. They've always given them the hidden abilities. So the way crits work, at base 0, which is all the time unless you're using any sort of adjustments to crits, you have a 1 in 24 chance of landing a crit, less than 5%, which honestly, when you put it as 1 in 24, that seems a lot higher. Than actually that seems a lot higher than I first realized. But +1 stage, you have a 1 in 8 chance of being crit, which is 12.5, and that is what snipe shot is going to give Inteleon here, a +1 stage. Now thankfully Inteleon does not learn focus energy, so there's no way of it getting guaranteed crits. The highest chance that Inteleon's going to have of critting you is 12.5% chance, which isn't that bad. But immediately, now that we know it's going to be running crit moves, we want to turn to Anger Point Pokemon, because the ability Anger Point gives you +6 attack if you get crit. So I think we'll talk about it in a moment. Everyone immediately jumped to Tauros, but I think Crabominable might be a better option. So some of the options that Inteleon has at its disposal, I think Snipe Shot is like a guarantee. I think Ice Beam is like a 99% chance. The other thought I had is maybe they'll be quirky and they'll run Blizzard and Snowscape, is it? Maybe they'll give Inteleon Snowscape and Blizzard and just fire off like blizzards and try and freeze you, which in that case, if they wind up doing that for some reason, Crabominable is an ice type and can't be froze. And the more likely option, Ice Beam, you can't be froze by that either. So that's some positive for Crabominable. Some other choices, I think Rain Dance is very likely as well, because Inteleon doesn't have any other way to raise its offenses besides Swords Dance, which is physical. And I think Inteleon very well could be mixed, but I don't know if it's going to go all out and run Swords Dance. But who knows? Maybe they'll decide we want to run Swords Dance Liquidation Inteleon, and this will just screw up all of our plans and we'll have to come up with something different. Icy Wind is another thing Inteleon gets. They could have Icy Wind as one of its like bonus moves. The Pokemon has its 4 move slots that it always has, and then it's got an extra, whatever, 3 or 4 moves. I think Icy Wind could be one of those. I think Taunt could maybe be one of those. I don't know. Maybe Rain Dance is one of those. Maybe Snowscape is one of those. We don't know yet. If it does decide to do Icy Wind and drop speed, then Annihilate can take advantage with Defiant. Hariyama can take ice moves with Thick Fat, which is always nice. And Tauros resists both water and ice. So these are some good like defensive. Well, Hariyama and Tauros are decent defensive options. I would say Tauros is better than Hariyama defensively, but Hariyama gets Drain Punch, while Tauros doesn't actually learn any better fighting move than Close Combat. You get Body Press, which I suppose could work, but I'm not settled on Tauros for a solo build. So if you want to raid with friends, Tauros is an amazing defensive typing. The only thing you may have to watch out for is Air Cutter or potentially Air Slash. But enough waffling. Let's talk about the crab of the show, the star of the show, Crabominable, the man. This is the set that my boy Jamie Keane came up with. Let's go over his tweet right here. My crab for the Inteleon survives 2 crit snipe shots / air cutters, or even rain boosted crit sniper hydro pump. Defense is for the acrobatics. You always knock out 1 Inteleon's worth of HP per Drain Punch, so you can always recover full. Rock Smash is if no Rain Dance for extra damage. And that's pretty much it. You run this EV spread, you slap an Assault Vest on this bad boy, you give it Drain Punch and Rock Smash, and I would assume, unless there's some hijinks going on, I think like the only reason you would really struggle to beat this raid is if you don't get crit, but at that point, it's definitely been more than 3 turns and you can just terrestrialize Terra Fighting and you can just punch Inteleon. So like this is another one of those like AFK builds. You can kind of just AFK and use Drain Punch That's exactly how the last raid went. It was just AFK, Rage Fist, Annihilate. So yeah, you can't be frozen because you're an ice type, unless of course you Terastallize. Snipe Shot isn't able to outpace you. Like Jamie's done the calcs for every single potential move, and the biggest damage that can come your way is a rain boosted sniper hydro pump, and that won't even OHKO you. And when Jamie said that Drain Punch will always do 1 Inteleon's worth of damage, what he means by that is the way these raid bosses work, they take the Inteleon's HP stat and they times it by 30. So Crabominable here is able to, the Drain Punch it's doing is able to just take out like one of its 30 HP bars basically, which will then give Crabominable a full HP. The idea is to get crit obviously, but you can't control that. But yeah, overall, I think this is a very promising build, and I'm excited to give it a whirl. And if it doesn't end up working out, then oh well, we tried. We'll figure something else out. But I wanted to talk about Inteleon before it comes out, just because I want to get into making like, you know, raid guide videos or whatever, because I genuinely enjoy doing them. If they seem to, you know, like they're going to be here for the long haul, maybe I can help some people out. Maybe I can stop some stupidity in raids. You know, people are going to be like, I'm going to bring a Zoomerl to this Inteleon raid. Bring Crabominable. Give this boy some spotlight. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. If you guys have any suggestions on Pokemon you think would be good for this raid, let me know in the comments. I haven't even begun to look at steel types yet. Let me know what you're planning on running for this. Let me know if you like the Crabominable build. Let me know if I missed anything. And thank you so much for watching.